On a completely separate note, there used to be this thing at Taco Bell called the cheesy potato burrito. And it was just meat and nacho cheese and sour cream and these little roasted potatoes. Phenomenal. So, they no longer have the cheesy potato burrito, but I did find out that any burrito you order, you can add potatoes to. So, if you didn't know that, now you know, add potatoes to everything. 4 soft tacos with no lettuce and add potatoes. I am 100% convinced that having kids is nothing but committing to walk behind them and clean up after them for the next 18 years, maybe. So play date is done, and we only fell and hit our head and cried one time, but Shauna stopped crying pretty quickly. And then it was over. Sissy did good the whole time. Good job, Sissy. I'll have Taco Bell and Chick-fil-A. Thank you. Dusky, you little bit. You always scare me. This is such a nice surprise. So yesterday I did this whole question between me and Shauna and rant and rave about walking out the call of God on your... Oh my God. Walking out the call of God on your life. I see this image of Alex, like this image of who I want, not who I want myself to be, not who me walking in everything God has called me to. People around me, to the world around me, just all the things that Jesus died and paid for me to walk in. Then I hear God's voice. I see all those things and I want all those things, but I don't want to go about it just trying to look like them. Like just, oh, they said they're fasting, so I'm going to fast. Oh, they're listening to the Bible for 2 hours a day, so I'm going to do that. How do you glean off of what they're doing? Like, because what they're doing is working for their relationship, but also just not be them. You understand the question? Like, because I don't want to just be them. I want to be me. So after all of that, I woke up first thing this morning and had such clarity, and God was speaking to me. And do you want to know what he said? Here is the answer to the question. Here is the whole kit and caboodle what is going on in my brain. Here is what God said to me. God told me, you are trying too hard to be a Christian when what you should be doing is being a son. So I'm like, oh man, I did it again, God, didn't I? And he's like, yeah, you did it again. So he led me down this mental path of, he just asked me a simple question. He said, why? Why, Alex? Why do you want to heal the sick? Why do you want to raise the dead? Why do you want to walk in everything that I've called you to walk in? And I'm like, I knew what the answer should be. The answer should have been because of love, because I love people. Why do you want to see people healed? Because you love people. The same reason that Jesus healed people, because Jesus looked around and he absolutely hated the fact that the enemy was ruling and reigning in people's bodies. He hated the fact that people were sick, and he had the answer. He was the answer. So he could be the answer in their lives. He healed people because he had compassion, and he absolutely hated the fact that they were sick. So he went around healing people. He went around casting devils out because he hated the fact that the devil had one up on it. He hated the fact that the devil was reigning in their life. That was the correct answer. That was not the answer I had in my mind. More so, I feel Christian obligation. More so, I feel like this is what a Christian should be doing, so this is what I should be doing. And don't get me wrong, guys, in my prayer life, I have been talking to God about compassion for people and about loving other people. And I don't want to say that I don't love other people, but I definitely don't walk in the degree of love that Jesus walked in, to where he just absolutely gave himself for people, and his heart actually absolutely broke for people. Sometimes, I'm just being honest, sometimes I look around and my heart doesn't break for people that where my heart should break for people, to see people in need, to see people sick, to see people hurt, I can look and I can keep walking. I can look and I can glance over that. I feel like it should never be that way. I feel like there's no way that Jesus could look and see somebody who is sick and just keep walking by. You know what I mean? So anyway, after I gave God that answer and God was like, well, okay, well, if it's not out of love, then why? Really, I peeled the onion about 15 different times and I realized that still in the core of my being, I'm trying to please God and I'm trying to make God happy. And God said, now you don't have to do those things to make me happy. I'm happy with you. If you never healed the sick, if you never raised the dead, I'm happy with you and I love you. And I realized that I'm trying to put the cart before the horse again. I'm trying to be a good Christian and know that God loves me instead of knowing that God loves me and letting that be the thing that produces the fruit in my life. But Alex, haven't you shot this same video saying pretty much this same thing like 50 times? Yeah, absolutely, because it's a walk and it sucks because sometimes you just forget and you don't get it. So what do? You dive as deep as you can into the love of God and you let that love flow out of you into other people.